Hey, welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that I think can completely change the game for your faith. It's this huge shift from feeling like you have to perform to get God's approval to actually living from a place of real, secure identity as His kid. So let's jump right in. Does this sound familiar at all? You know that feeling like you're on a spiritual treadmill? You're just always running, always trying to do more, be better, pray harder, all of it just to feel like you're worthy, like you've earned your spot? Man, it's exhausting, right? It's a total performance trap.
And a lot of times, this feeling comes from what we could call a disciple mindset that's kind of gone off the rails. Now, look, being a disciple, a learner, that's a great thing. It's essential. But when it twists into this idea that we're working for God's favor, well, it becomes this ladder that we can just never, ever seem to climb. It puts all the pressure on us, and we always feel like we're coming up short.
But what if we've been looking at it completely backwards? The big, game-changing revelation is when we shift our focus from what we do to who we fundamentally are. It's all about identity coming before our activity. Okay, so look at this. This chart just breaks it down so perfectly. On one side, you've got that discipleship mindset. It's all functional. It's about what you do. It's based on effort and striving, kind of like an apprenticeship where you're always trying to prove yourself. But then look at the other side. The sonship mindset. That's positional. It's about who you are. It's not earned. It's a gift. It's all about relationship, being secure, knowing you're part of the family. And the thing is, the Bible is just so unbelievably clear about this. This verse from Galatians, it's not some promise for way off in the future. It's a reality for right now. It says you are no longer a slave trying to earn your place. You are a son, and because you're a son, you are an heir. Think about that. Your inheritance, it's a birthright. It's not a paycheck you get for good behavior.
So you might be thinking, okay, so does that mean all that stuff, discipleship, learning, discipline, does that not matter anymore? No, not at all. It matters immensely. But its purpose is totally different from what we usually think. We need to reframe it. It's not about earning. It's about training.
And this right here, this is the core of this whole explainer. Discipleship trains sons. It does not create them. See, all our spiritual practices, all that learning and growing, it's the process that helps us mature. It is not and never was the thing that makes us children of God. Your sonship was a free gift you received the moment you believed. Discipleship is just how you learn to live like that heir you already are.
So here's how it works. Your identity as a son or daughter, that was secured instantly by faith. Done. Discipleship is the lifelong journey of learning how to live into that amazing new identity. A great way to think about it is this. Your good works are the fruit of your relationship with God, not the root of it. You don't do good things to become a son, you do them because you already are one.
Paul gives us this brilliant picture of the journey. He uses this analogy of a wealthy heir in the ancient world. Even though a child technically owns everything, he's put under guardians and managers to raise him until he's mature. Discipleship is like that training period. It doesn't make him the heir. He was born an heir. It just prepares him to responsibly handle the incredible inheritance that has been his all along.
You know, Jesus told a story that just perfectly illustrates these two competing mindsets, the performance trap versus the security of being an heir. We often call it the parable of the prodigal son, but really it's a tale of two sons, and both of them were lost. First, you've got the younger son. He completely forgets who he is. After he hits rock bottom, what's his plan? It's not to go home and be a son again. No. His plan is to go back and try to earn a position as a hired servant. He's totally stuck in that performance mindset, believing his mistakes have permanently disqualified him from his identity.
But then you've got the older brother. He never left home, but his heart was just as far away. He was drowning in the performance trap. Just listen to his words. All these years I've been slaving for you. See? He viewed his relationship with his father as a job, a transaction. His obedience was just a means to an end, a way to earn a reward he felt he deserved. He was living like a servant, not a son.
But the father's response just shatters both of those broken mindsets. He sees the younger son coming and runs to him. He puts the robe, the ring, the sandals on him, restoring his identity before the son can even get out his rehearsed speech about becoming a servant. And to the older son, he doesn't get into an argument about fairness. He just gently reminds him of who he is. And this is the line that changes everything. The father says to his angry, performance-driven son, "Child, you're always with me, and everything I have is yours." The son was trying to earn what he already possessed the whole time. The father's heart was never about rewarding service. It was about freely sharing his entire inheritance out of pure love.
Okay, so this is way more than just a nice story. It has huge implications for how we live our lives day in and day out. So let's make this super practical. How do we actually start living from our inheritance instead of for it?
Here's the absolute key difference. A son and a servant could be out in the exact same field, working just as hard. But here's the thing. The servant works for a wage, driven by obligation and duty. The son, though, he works from a place of ownership, from his identity. His hard work flows out of security and love, not a desperate need to earn his keep.
So how do we actually do this? Here are 2 really simple daily mindset shifts you can practice. First, try to shift your language from have to get to. When you catch yourself thinking, ugh, I have to read my Bible, just pause and change it to, I get to connect with my Father. It totally transforms an obligation into a privilege. And second, shift from being sin-conscious to being love-conscious. Instead of just focusing on your failures all the time, turn your focus to God's incredible love and the finished work of Jesus for you. That's what moves you out of fear and into real freedom. So the question for you today is this: which mindset is really driving you? Are you living like a hired hand, always striving, hoping you'll do enough to get paid? Or are you ready to start living like a secure heir, joyfully and freely managing the incredible inheritance that is already, completely, and securely yours?